a very warm welcome to Special Report. I am with you, Preeti Sinha. The entire humanity is distressed due to COVID-19 pandemic. Good health has become the biggest concern all over the world. But it is very important to know that good health is not merely the absence of disease or being physically fit. It is the state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Today in our special report, we will let you know about the top 10 healthiest countries of the world, what these countries are doing to be healthy, along with their approach to fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Let's start our special report, World's Healthiest Countries.
Health, one of the biggest concerns worldwide, with governments investing large amounts of money in their healthcare systems and care for their patients. That interest has intensified with the global spread of the COVID-19 disease. The fight at the front lines of the COVID-19 is being waged in clinics and hospitals around the world. But the success of that fight has in large part depended on the effectiveness of the healthcare systems in each country. All countries aren't created equal, and there are a variety of factors that contribute to healthy, happy countries, as well as factors that contribute to unhealthy countries. Typically, the healthiest countries are those that are developed. These countries have lower rates of pollution, access to quality healthcare, and access to clean, safe drinking water. Unhealthy countries, on the other hand, do not have access to clean drinking water or any type of healthcare. Diseases run rampant. Pollution may be high, leading to health problems, illness, and death. The life expectancy of the residents of these countries is low and infant mortality is high. Quality of life is dramatically lower than in the more developed countries. The Bloomberg Global Health Index takes all of these factors into account. Additionally, it also considers environmental factors that includes health risks such as tobacco use, high blood pressure, obesity, availability of clean water, life expectancy, malnutrition, and causes of death.
According to 2019 edition of Bloomberg Healthiest Country Index, which accounted 169 countries, found that Spain is the healthiest country in the world, followed by Italy and Iceland. The most common factor for these top 3 healthy countries were a healthy diet and habit of walking. For the health index, each country was given a score out of 100.
The study of the Bloomberg Global Health Index took into account 169 countries. According to the study, Spain is number 1. It is the healthiest country in the world. Spain is considered to have the healthiest people in the world with a score of 92.75. One of the areas where Spain really shines is its life expectancy. According to WHO, the average lifespan in Spain is 82.8 years, with men 80.1 and women 85.5, which is currently the highest in the European Union. In addition to that, according to a study published by the University of Washington's Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation in October 2018, Spain is expected to have the highest life expectancy of any country in the world by 2040, with a predicted average lifespan of 85.8 years. Although Spain is known for smoking, drinking a lot of wine, and staying up late, their everyday diet and lifestyle choices sets them above the rest. Spain's diet is a Mediterranean diet filled with healthy fats and legumes and less red meat and processed foods. Spaniards also eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and walk almost everywhere that they can. Spain has the highest percentage of walkers in Europe, with 37% of them walking to work instead of driving. Even Spain's universal healthcare system is very successful, and they have managed to lower their rate of preventable deaths to 45.4 preventable deaths per 1 lakh inhabitants. Number 2 is Italy. As Italy is known around the world for its healthy diet and lifestyle, Italy is having health index score of 91.59. And according to the WHO data, the average national life expectancy at birth is 82.7, with 80.5 for men and 84.8 for women, and is also well known for its great weather along with some of the best and seemingly healthy foods. Italians are also renowned for going out for walks after dinner with friends and relatives, a healthy habit that adds to their well-being. Even the plentiful natural wonders is also one of the reasons for Italy being the healthy country. And number 3 is Iceland. It is a tiny remote island in the North Atlantic. Despite of its size, Iceland is very conscious when it comes to public health, with score 91.44. The island country of the North Atlantic Ocean, Iceland, have a high life expectancy of 82.7, with 81.2 for men and 84.1 for women. The country is having a vast public healthcare model. People of Iceland have a terrific mix of good food and outdoor exercise. Their love for adventure sports include kayaking and rock climbing also adds up for being healthy. Fresh seafood makes up a large part of their local diet.
At number 4 is Japan. One of the area where Japan really shines is its life expectancy. Most interesting fact is both the oldest man and women on the earth are from Japan. The list is then followed by Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, Singapore, Norway and Israel. All these countries have excellent healthcare system along with a healthy diet and physical exercise, which helps them to find place in top 10.
Now number 4 is Japan. As Japan is smaller in terms of both area and population, it is a big reason for Japan to rank so high on the list, with score is 91.38. When it comes to life expectancy, Japan is having the highest life expectancy of 83.7, with men 80.5 and women 86.8 of lifespan. The oldest man and woman on the earth are from Japan. Kane Tanaka became the oldest woman and Masazo Nonaka from Japan became the oldest living man. There is a race in Japan named as Okinawa that is the longest living race of the world. Therefore, you can observe old age people more often in Japan. Because the country has the lowest mortality rate, which keeps the population long-lived. A major reason for Japan to be on the top 10 is excellent public transport in Japan. The country is ranked second after China in terms of the fastest railway system. There is no surprise if your country has such a fast public transport that you would definitely prefer that on your personal vehicles. Thus, Japan is extremely low on cars. They mostly use buses and trains for work, and in that way the chances of carbon emission gets lower, which also leads them to walk around the subways. Healthy food is another reason. Japan has always had a reputation of eating well. The nation has diet comprising of oily fish and rice, giving it one of the highest life expectancies in the world. The country has a terrific healthcare system. Number 5 is Switzerland. The mountainous Central European country Switzerland is known for its natural and numerous lakes and rivers, making it a hiker's dream. A diet rich in fruit and grains and an active sporty culture keeps Switzerland in the top 10. The health index score of Swiss is 90.93. In Swiss, people live to be 83 on average, with men 81.3 and women 85.3, making it to have one of the longest life expectancies in the world. And the reason behind this, the country has universal healthcare system. Switzerland's mandatory basic health insurance requirement guarantees everybody living in Switzerland affordable access to good medical care. And on number 6 comes Sweden. Sweden has a strong government-funded healthcare system which takes up approximately 12% of the GDP, which is amongst the world's highest. Sweden is on the 6th position with score 90.24. And its life expectancy is 82.4 on average, with men 80.7 and women 84 years of lifespan. The Scandinavian country offers a tremendous quality of life and high standard of health care. Number 7 is Australia. Replete with a sporty culture and great outdoor spaces, Australia is unsurprisingly one of the healthiest places in the world, with score 89.75. Its life expectancy is 82.8 with men 80.9 and women 84.8. It is the largest country in Oceania and the world's 6th largest country by total area. The country is accompanied by decreasing smoking and death rates, which have been dropping over years. The Australian Institute of Health and Welfare has reported that not only people in Australia are living longer, but are living with more years free of disability. Number 8 is Singapore. Singapore, the island city, state of southern Malaysia, is a global financial center with a tropical climate and multicultural population. Its health index is 89.29 with life expectancy 83.1 on average, in which men is having 80 and women 86.1 life expectancy. Singaporeans have remarkably efficient healthcare system and effective chronic disease management, where efforts are put into early prevention and detection of diseases as well as close monitoring by doctors. Their diet is rich in vegetables, hearty meats and fish. Number 9 is Norway. Norway is the country encompassing mountains, glaciers and deep coastal fjords. It is on the 9th position of the healthy country list with score 89.09. When we talk about life expectancy of Norway, its average is 81.8 with men 79.8 and women 83.7 years. The Norwegian government for years has worked diligently to get the nation eating healthy, and Bloomberg's ranking proves that they have been a success. Norway first introduced a sugar tax almost a century ago. However, in a bid to keep the nation as healthy as possible, the government opted to increase this tax by 83% at the start of 2018. In addition to hiking up the sugar tax, the government has also vowed to reduce the country's sugar consumption by 12.5% by 2021. Number 10 is Israel. Israel, a Middle Eastern country on the Mediterranean Sea with score 88.15, has a universal healthcare system that covers all citizens and permanent residents. Its life expectancy is 82.5, with men the lifespan is 80.6 and women 84.3. Medical staff in Israel are typically well trained and are usually able to speak English.
These healthy countries were also hard hit by COVID-19, but they have made important progress and is recovering from the pandemic. India was ranked quite low in the list, but when it comes in tackling COVID-19, all over the world, India was praised for its early successful management of COVID-19. What precautionary measures were taken by these healthy countries to fight against COVID-19? What India have done in tackling COVID-19? All this after a short break. Welcome back. You're watching special report on World Healthiest Countries. Health has become the biggest concern all over the world due to COVID-19 pandemic. At this time, everyone is worried how they can be healthy. what precautionary measures should be taken to fight against COVID-19? Here is the answer. Let's take a look what India and the other healthy countries are doing.
According to the 29th edition of the Bloomberg Healthiest Country Index, India is ranked quite low. But when it comes in tackling COVID-19, India did not wait for the problem to aggravate. Rather, the country attempted to nip the problem in the bud itself by taking quick decisions as soon as the need arose. Many steps were taken to fight against the COVID-19, which included early implementation of lockdown, rapid enhancement of health infrastructure, announcing a relief package of 1.7 trillion rupees to provide free food, cash transfers to the poor and vulnerable populations, health insurance for healthcare workers, and many other things. In these critical times, when a significant percentage of the world believed that hydroxychloroquine could provide relief to coronavirus patients, several countries looked to India to provide the medicine. World leaders, including those of the USA, Brazil, and Israel, thanked the nation for supplying the drug. It reaffirmed that India's status as a pharmaceutical powerhouse and a provider in the times of need. The healthiest country, Spain, was hard hit by COVID-19, but now by the time it has made the progress. WHO chiefs said that there is important progress compared to the beginning of the pandemic in Spain. The number of cases is high, but the number of deaths is low, and that's a very important progress.
When the COVID pandemic was at its climax in the week of March 30, for instance, in Spain, the number of cases was high and the number of deaths was also high. But what we see now is very different. The number of cases is high, but the number of deaths is low. And that's a very important progress, and we hope the focus on keeping the number of deaths low will continue, and we also hope that these measures will bring better outcomes. Thank you.
Spain has even brought military discipline to a process that health experts say is key in stemming the spread of the pandemic. At 5 army bases in Madrid, 150 volunteer soldiers spend their days calling people who have been diagnosed with COVID-19, mapping recent social interactions, and asking those potentially infected to stay at home.
Grabarles la idea de que su ayuda es imprescindible al final para que esta situación caótica que estamos viviendo durante todo este año finalice lo antes posible, pero hay gente que no quiere colaborar. Entonces lo único que podemos hacer es pues probar suerte con otra llamada e intentar seguir con nuestro trabajo.
Spain has performed more than 10 million swab tests, but public health experts say testing alone is not enough and emphasize the importance of contact tracing, a strategy used to interrupt the transmission of the infectious disease for decades. And hence, of the 2,000 troops the national government has offered to bolster local tracing efforts, 1,783 have been assigned across 15 of the Spain's 17 regions. Italy was the first country in Europe to be hard hit by COVID-19 and has the second highest death toll in the continent. But one of the strictest lockdowns in the world, the government managed to get the contagion under the control. Infections in Italy have risen steadily over the past 2 months, due to which the government made the use of masks outdoor mandatory nationwide to fight the spread of the coronavirus.
Le mascherine sono uno strumento essenziale per contrastare la diffusione del Covid. Noi nel DPCM che ci accingiamo ad adottare valutiamo l'estensione dell'obbligo dell'utilizzo delle mascherine anche all'aperto e diciamo con forza ai cittadini del nostro Paese che dobbiamo fare uno sforzo in più perché in ogni situazione in cui c'è il rischio di incontrare persone non conviventi, c'è la necessità di usare queste mascherine.
Japan has been praised globally for its early successful management of the COVID-19. The existing health-conscious culture of Japan has also minimized the impact of the COVID-19 crisis. Many Japanese already wear a face mask, especially in winter and spring, and it is also one of the reasons that they didn't had a big outbreak. Additionally, more than 60% of the Japanese have an annual health checkup and they try to keep good health condition, so it is another cause of less severe cases. Israel's strict implementation of the measures has paid off in an overall lower rate of infection and hospitalizations than other similarly sized countries. The measures included avoidance of non-essential international travel and home isolation for 14 days for citizens who returned from hotspots. Accurate testing was also established early on in Israel. A molecular diagnostic test RT-PCR to detect coronavirus in respiratory samples was developed very early by the Central Virology Laboratory and was expanded to numerous laboratories across the country. Israel is among the leading countries in the number of coronavirus tests per million population. The public-based healthcare system also allows for a more integrated and centrally controlled response. Even people are not afraid to reach out for medical help because they know that they will be covered and it will be free of charge. In present-day scenario, due to COVID-19, every country is now more conscious about health of their citizens. During this time, it is very important for every individual to know how they can be healthy, because nothing in life is more valuable than good health.
Health also depends on quality of our thoughts. It has been demonstrated that health and wealth flows from thoughts. Positive attitude is what gets you everything. Other nations should also take a note of what these countries have done so that they too can achieve the same success. We should keep in mind that health is the biggest wealth of life. It brings in desired happiness, enjoyment and pleasure. That's all we have in this edition of Special Report. You keep watching Lok Sabha TV. Goodbye.